Hello everyone and welcome to the draft which has me seeing Outer Castlem I think for the first time. At least so that I can at least try to draft around it. Maybe I have seen it in like pack 3 when I haven't been green. I might have this in one of the arena opens or a play-in qualifier which are sealed, but I do recall that I haven't really been able to play with this card at all or much at all in this limited format. So of course this is going to be the pick, and yes, this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft, as you probably know when you clicked this video. Yeah, Outer Castlem always gonna be the first pick from pack. This is I think the second best guard. The black one is even better because it has lifelink and therefore can make you survive situations you would have just otherwise lost. Other things in this pack are kind of not relevant, but the Vanguard is good, Titan Blade is okay, Cloud Guard is okay, but this is a really good card and I definitely want to draft green now. And there are actually two very good cards here. I like the stinging a cave crawler quite a bit. And I think green black can be really decent color combination, but then again its quint is just I mean, it's a 2-mana 2/3 haste. You would play that in limited always, but it also has the further utility at 4 mana and doesn't even require any other dino. But of course, will be better if you can make some other dino deal more than 2 damage. But yeah, it's gonna be the peak here because it is slightly better than the cave crawler. So I'm passing 2 decent black cards. I hope red and green will be coming to my direction, but actually I just hope that green is coming to my direction. I really don't want to not play this insanely good card. So it's a 6/5 trample, and with 6 power trample, this easily deals combat damage to a player, and then you get those, creatures and lands straight to the battlefield from your deck, and then it's a fairly easy thing to maybe to go to 10 permanents in any game that goes a little longer. So you can keep returning this thing to the battlefield. Alright, but here, am I gonna take something like the Altisor, or am I gonna give a chance to the black stuff here? I might actually take the Echo of Dusk over the Visits this time, because if I'm green-black, it's gonna be easily a decent deck, and I like this when it's gonna be somewhat reliably a 3/3 life linker. So I'm gonna take this over the Altisor. I think I still prefer to be red-green, but let's keep the various options open. I don't actually like this too much because I don't see green. This is a fairly weak-ish pack. There's a seismic monster which is okay, but I don't really want to pack one pick for it. I think I'll take the scout. I could be green blue. I guess I could be blue black and all that, but this is I think the best pick out of this pack. It's a good 2-drop, and the earlier you can find your good 2-drops, the less panicked you have to be about finding enough 2-drops in general, and you can just pick the best cards. Oh, there's a Nikanzil here. Well, I mean, that makes it actually an easy pick because I just took the River Herald Scout. There's a Brackish Plunder. There's a Burning Sun Cavalry, which I might take. I would take it if Nikanzil wasn't here, but if I just took the Scout, I must follow up with the Nikanzil. It is the better card than the Cavalry here. But I do hope I get something green. I'm of course going to force green at least a little bit here because of the sheer power of this Outer Castlem. Deepest growth. It's obvious that green isn't that open here, but I'm still gonna go for it. Yeah, let's take the Mineshaft Spider. Usually green blue can also be a little bit of a like a decent kind of a deck, but depends. It could also be focused more on exploring. But anyway, here I like the Axe Jaw, but I am not going to pass on the frog. So I'll take the frog. And I'm happy to also see 2 very good green cards. So maybe it isn't cut, but maybe the packs just didn't have that many good green cards, because both of these being here, or maybe this just was an insanely good pack. But I like to see the good green cards in there. And now, well, actually, I might return to the plan involving black after all. I'm not taking red cards here because I'm not keep getting past them, but I'm taking the another chance. I like it more than the other options. The skull cap snail is good, but this is really decent in your descent decks. But this could be anything, but it's going to be like green. I'm taking the hidden nursery. I have enough green that I'm going to play anything that's green. I'm taking the wrestler here. Now the Didact Echo isn't the worst, but I don't need another 5-drop. I'll take this good cheap one here. Okay, so now this pack has those green and blue options. Should I take a Capybara here? Nothing Explorer, so no synergy for that thing. I think I take the Capybara because it will be fine in both green blue and green black. I think I should just cut the its squint. Unless I open a bomb rare from red, I think I won't be playing red here. Right, nothing is interesting here. I'll take the Mycoid, which I don't even like that much. Okay, the Cave Worm is actually nice if I will be green-blue with some kind of a descent stuff. I have the Mineshaft Spider, but not much else currently to make the descent part of that archetype work, but this is only one pack. And I will get to see other cards and decide about them. Archetype then. Alright, well this doesn't involve a bomb rare from red, so I can keep ignoring red and white because I haven't picked any white cards. This pack has, of course, Guidewing, Cloud Guard, and the Saw Blades, which are all good cards, of course. But I'm of course looking at the Spyglass Siren here. It even, creates the map token for the exploration synergy with this Nikanzil. Battlecliff is good too, but I guess this is only like 2 black cards and now multiple blue cards, so I'm gonna take the Siren. Of course the Akalpakal is really good, but green-blue isn't actually the kind of deck that has a lot of artifacts, so I'm not gonna take the Akalpakal. And the Siren is gonna be good regardless, so let's just take it. And I'm leaning very strongly towards green-blue, and then immediately I'm getting past the pack that has a Join the Dead, Dead Weight, and Deep Cavern Bat. Oh boy. How long am I gonna spend deciding between blue and black? It's kind of annoying because the bat is really good. Of course, these removal spells are good too. But I just took a Spyglass Siren. I have actually a pretty good start for a green-blue deck. Even I have the Signpost uncommon. I don't have the black-green Signpost uncommon here. So I just don't like picking something like a Capybara here. But I don't necessarily want to not have another spider quite yet because I already have 2 4-drops. So I'm taking the Capybara now, and I abandon black because, well, if I didn't take a black card from that pack, I'm not supposed to be drafting black at that point. I have enough 2-drops. I don't need to play these Capybaras. So now I just need to figure out figure out what to pick from this pack, because this pack has multiple options which are not necessarily that exciting. I guess the Tendril is okay-ish. I could even take the Didact Echo. The Oaken Siren is usually good, but not in green-blue necessarily. I think Fine, I'll take the Michael Tyrant. I can, ignore this Capybaras and play other 2-drops instead. Wow, what is this pack? Well, the Spyglass Siren is gonna be picked over the Frog. But yeah, this is a really nice pick for here. I would be happy with the Frog too. Again, the Lodestone Needle is better in decks that can reliably craft with an artifact, which this deck might not be able to do. So this is definitely going to be the Siren over the Needle. I think it's going to always be that choice. It would be very weird deck if you would rather take the Needle. Let's take this one and move on. Well, not much for me. I guess I'll take another wrestler, and that's that. Explorer's Cache. Mineshaft Spider. Okay. This doesn't actually involve exploring, despite the name. So it doesn't work with the Nikansil in any particular fashion. I don't have any threes now. Guess I might take another spider here. Because I'm like a... I mean, I guess I could just ignore the kind of a descent stuff. But am I gonna play the cache? Okay, I'm taking the spider for now. If I find more descent stuff, I can continue doing that. But I can also try to make this more like an explorer deck with the River Herald Scout. That's easy choice. I wouldn't mind having the blunder, but I do like the creature here more. And then we have this pack that has nothing for me. I'll just take the uncommon. There's no card I'm gonna play in here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I think I have to take the out of air because that's just... I might run out of playables given that this is close to the end of pack 2 and I still am... Oh man, what is this? I'm still, you know, quite far away from a full deck. Alright, so someone took the -5/-5, but these two are still in here. That's insane. That's insane. I took the bat, I guess. Scythe, Echo, Penthisor with only one cave, that's not gonna be that great. I have only one non-creature spell. Okay, I'm gonna take the Echo. It draws you a card. It's an overcosted card, but it is what it is. And here I'll take the blowgun, sure. Yeah, a pretty disappointing pack too, except for that, for the fact that I got 2 Spyglass Sirens, but I didn't get a lot in addition to those cards. So I would actually want to ignore anything that cares about self-milling. But we'll see if that's gonna happen or not. Sanguine Evangelist is of course really good. I think I'm gonna take the Cavern Stomper, maybe get something like the Puzzle Door here. Again, the Iceberg, when you can't reliably craft it, it's not that great in that case. Yeah, I'll take the Stomper. It's a good curve topper, I mean. Alright, more things with Explore. Certainly gonna take the Axe Joint. I really want to just ignore the spiders and the cave worm and even the capybaras, but let's see if I can get enough playables out of this pack to actually do that. Ideally I will get another Nikansil now that I have a fairly healthy number of cards with the Explorer abilities. But yeah, that's the pick here. Yep, this pack involves 2 good options, the Keen Collar and the Blunder, and since I have no 3-mana spells, and I have a couple of dinos here, don't I? Yeah, 2 is not much, but still at the 3/3 that occasionally might get you 3 life is gonna be good. This is a good one also. I wouldn't mind having some interaction, but I think the Keen Collar is, for mana curve reasons, the more important choice in there. And there's a Cosmic Confluence, but I'm not really gonna have caves enough to consider even playing that. Now, I would take the Glow Cap Lantern happily, but I was still taking the Scout with the idea that I maybe can ignore the Capybaras altogether. And I have often seen this thing come back late, so I would be happy to pick it when it comes back, but it's possible someone will still take it, of course. Okay, Cave Diver with the amount of Explore I have is actually not a bad idea at all. Also, what, another Squint here, but yeah, that ship sailed a long time ago. I might even play a Melamed Scythe in this deck, because I have so little interaction, and this is kind of a pump effect which leaves something behind. This would not be the worst, but I'm taking the Cave Diver because this can actually get the trigger quite a few times. Twists and turns, but there's also another Scout. I think it's more important to have the Scout rather than the twists and turns. That's a lot of explorer abilities now. I can definitely ignore those capybaras if I just have enough playables in the deck, and it seems I will be having them. Right. I don't know if I'm supposed to take a Sage of Days in this deck. I don't necessarily like it too much. I take the Bristleback. I like the 5/5 plus 3/3 slightly more than the 6/7 thing. Okay, funny. I'll take all these River Herald Scouts for sure. And there's a cave worm, but I don't think I'm gonna go with the self-mill stuff. I just take the puzzle door. That helps me dig into my mythic rare, for instance. Yeah, I'm not interested in the cave worm, not even in the one that already is in the deck. So another blowgun, I think one is enough, and Seeker of Sunlight is not great, but I'm still taking it here. And I got the Brackish Plunder, I'm really happy about this one, and then anything else unplayable, but I'll pick it because it's in my colors. I haven't ever even sideboarded in this card, and I don't know what would be the scenario where you would be doing that. Okay, next one is... Okay, Scythe is actually something I'm happy about. I think it's more important than to win the Presence of Ages. I do lack the interaction, and I'm actually a little bit scared that my deck might not do very well because of the low amount of interaction with opponent's stuff. Okay, so the easy cuts are, I think, both capybaras, and an easy cut is the cave worm and the spiders here. And these are now 25 cards, 5 non-creatures. Okay. Yeah, so some cuts, at least one. I think I should be easily be able to play with 16 lands because of these 2 mana explorers. I will find my land drops, and this thing actually cycles for a land. How many dinos in total? In total 4 dinos, so this plus 3 others. Well, sometimes this will find... I mean, it will see a dino and gain me 3 life, but quite often I would assume that is not the case. And I'm gonna actually play the Out of Air. It will fit this deck fairly well. And then do I need a Oraska Puzzle Door? I think it's the most least interesting kind of a filler card. So I'm discarding that. So I mean, that's 4 non-creatures. That my deck will have actually 50% of creature cards. But I have a mana curve here. I mean, I have a 8 2 mana cards. This is very relevant late in the game. This will be unblockable quite often. Let's see. Explore here. 6, that's 7 cards that explore, plus of course the Brackish Plunder and the Sirens here will give me map tokens. Well, this won't always give you, but these will. That's like 3 other ways to... So that's like 10 cards that can give me an Explorer. Sadly, I didn't get the equipment that makes you explore, but I have 2, things that care about exploring. So this should fairly often, do stuff. And this is probably going to be the main deck. There's not even going to be that much sideboarding. I mean, what would be the sideboarding? I guess against many flyers I could have the spiders in. But this is it, and this has fairly even amount of both colors. The Bristleback will get me a forest, and these scouts can get me, more lands, at least closer to lands. So I think, and also because I have, 14 blue cards in here, I think I should play not 8/8 but 7 green sources here, because the Bristleback is my 8 green source regardless. So I can just cut a forest here, 9/7 with the Bristleback. It's basically 9/8 anyway. So I could see my creatures not really... I mean, kind of well, no. I was saying that maybe because I have so many of these cheap creatures that maybe they will be outsized later in the game, but that's not exactly true. The frog has always death touch. I can at least block some big creatures with it, and Tendril is gonna be really relevant late in the game once I have enough lands. And this Nikansil just threatens to grow and give me those extra land drops, although later in the game the land drops won't matter because you won't have that many lands in your hands. You can play one land per turn anyway. But yeah, point is, this can still grow, and these things fly. These can also grow if I'm really having the mana. Yeah, I think with the blowgun and the scythe I can even increase my creature's size a bit. I just have these naturally big creatures. This can, become a flyer. This can become unblockable quite a few times. Yeah, I think I'm not in too much trouble, because the problem with decks that have a barely any removal is that the opponent might just brick wall the battlefield so that you can't push through. But I think I will have the ability to push through at least fairly often, even in a game that goes a little bit longer. But yeah, this will be the main deck. Yeah, easy keep. I have these 3 castables, and all of these help me find the green land, green producing land at some point. Oh, that's a lot of islands. Well, if they know about the counterspell, it's not gonna be very good, so let's ignore that. Tithing Blade, so do I wanna... Actually, I'm going to lose the Siren. It's the smaller creature. That makes sense. Oh, I wouldn't want... I was actually just pre-combat trying to do the map token, but actually I will still have to do it because I will hope to get in forest. The other way to do it is to play this, but then this also has the explore ability Nikansil could benefit from. So let's just hope this is gonna be a forest, and let's then play the Nikansil. Thank you. It was about time to get there. So now I can... I mean, assuming Nikansil survives. Actually... Because next turn I can play Nikansil and the Scout, but then again I would rather play just the Axjo. And this Tendril won't even block the Echo of Dusk. I think with the amount of land I have, I think I want to save this for later. So I'm gonna play the Nikansil after all. Mostly because I actually want to play the Axjo regardless on the next turn. And of course I want Nikansil to be on the battlefield once I start exploring. Okay, that's nothing. Even if this picks up a counter, it's still gonna be double blocked by those, so I'm gonna let them double block the River Herald Scout and trade with the Phantom. I will like the blowgun here, so I'm gonna keep that. Forest, so this is closer to being a life linker. Okay, veteran. Well, I'm gonna play the River Herald Scout first, of course. Okay, to get the trigger with the Nikansil, it's a Bristleback, which I... It's definitely a good one. But it is 7 mana. And if I have 7 mana, I can actually use the Myco Tyrant here. It can also get me the second forest, but maybe it's not that relevant. I actually am gonna do this. And now I'm totally willing to trade the Nikansil with the... Well, I have the Seeker of Sunlight though. Well, I'm gonna play this no matter what, but I actually want to rather do this with it. So I'm going to actually just let them... I mean, I don't think they're gonna block... take this 12 damage here, so they're gonna trade with probably Nikansil. But even though I have the Seeker to synergize with it, I think this is a good trade. My 2-drop just traded with their, 5-drop. And I still have this pretty massive board, and they are not quite getting to a lifelinker, although they might have a self-mill effect. Well, they do, so they are gonna have a lifelink here. And still, my damage output is a lot more than the 3 life this can gain, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I'm gonna do some trades. I shouldn't attack with the axe jaw into this board because they can double block it and I can just kill one guy. So let's rather do this. Now if they double block, they will lose 2 creatures. Like that, and then I think I could play the Myco Tyrant. If I draw land I can start making 7/7s, but I don't think it's that relevant. I'd rather just play this and move the blowgun here. And now I have a 6 mana, 2 of which are green, so I can get double explorers here, which is valuable as well in its own way. They have a lot of these hidden lands, so they will not run out of gas, but of course they are very low tempo plays. Basically cost 6 mana to discover 4, which could even hit like a 2-drop. They are not being able to pressure me at all, given the life totals and the board state. And yeah, the blowgun really is great in these situations where you just care about attacking. Any of your creatures will have death touch, and they can at most trade with them unless they have like a first or double striker. And my deck has about 50% creatures, so I'm not going to run out of creatures. So let's see what they discover into. Death Toucher, sure, not much to do about that. I will be, unless I get a Cockwork Wrestler, which is not impossible. I have 2 of them in the deck. I'll just trade one of my guys with it. Okay, I'm gonna explore once. Let's see if I draw a land. If I do draw a land, I think the Myco Tyrant is quite easy choice. I don't actually mind having the scout necessarily. It's something that can wield the the equipment here. That's fine, and then I will be able to 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7. So I suppose I can do it like this and this. Use all my mana nicely here. And now if they don't deal with the Tendril of the Myco Tyrant, one of my lands will become a 7/7, and I hope they don't have more Death Touchers to deal with that, or that I get one of my Cockwork Wrestlers in that case. Okay, so they go to 2 for 2, it's fine. No, sorry, 2 for 1, but I guess it's annoying, of course, because I lost my Myco Tyrant. Interesting main deck choice, by the way. It's not always gonna do that much, but yeah. Exploring, or I think I should Hidden Nursery now. I don't need the lands anymore now that I lost the Myco Tyrant thing. I still got a scout here apparently. Okay. Don't think I even want to move this around because I would rather attack with this 3-power creature than the 2-power creature. And I'm not gonna be able to block with this guy. Okay, so they just have that's a good card. Alright, well this is gonna be great, of course. Now in fact I'm gonna do this now. Because they have the Death Toucher, so if they wanna trade with the smaller creature instead. And of course I'm not gonna play the scout now because the Cave Diver will. Wow, that was an interesting decision. Cave Diver will of course be unblockable on the next turn. But yeah, they have pretty decent stuff here. They have also the Souls of the Lost, which can be rather annoying. They have a red splash. For what? The monster sword isn't even that great. Yeah, it can mountain cycle, but in order to cast it, you require two. Oh man, they got this thing. Nice discover. Okay, so there goes my cave diver. I mean, they're gonna outgrind me with if this goes on. Oh. It's fairly annoying because they have. I mean, they have sacked, of course, 2 lands. Yeah. I mean, not much I can do about. I mean, I will need to get rid of the Death Toucher anyway, but I still feel like they just don't run out of things to do, but that's because of course, this was a 2-for-1 and so on. Well, I still have my Mythic Rare left. It's in somewhere in the 17 cards here. That's of course amazing. An amazing card, unless they have the Exile sorcery that black has. I'm really scared about them having access to cards that bring things from the graveyard. But that was their best play this turn. Alright then. That's that. I also have my Cavern Stomper at a 7/7 for 6 left, which will scry twice, so that scry 2 is gonna be very valuable at this stage of the game. Yeah, there's a default. And now they scry, well, don't scry, but explore into the Cavern Stomper. I think this is ridiculous because they get all the 2-for-1s and I barely got anything. Okay. I got now this thing once that they have already used up 2 Death Touchers. And they still have, all these cards in the hand. Alright. This is... I mean, I'm not gonna win at this point anymore if they just have all that stuff in there. I make them gain 3 fewer life points here, but this is... I mean... this is disgusting. They're gonna go back to 15 now and then some. I mean, I still can draw my big impact cards, but I'm also going down to, 7 here. And this is still a 5/4. Now they get this 6/6. That's game over. They got like, what, 8 life for now from this thing. They still have 2 cards which are not even lands. I mean, this is not good enough now. They will attack with 1. Oh, actually, I have to trade with the Cavern Stomper. It will have Death Touch. If they attack with both, they won't get Death Touch in that case. So if they do attack with both, I'm supposed to have this in here. Because they can make this unable to block the 7/7. But I'm gonna always have to block this with the Cavern Stomper anyway. So now if they attack with both, I can actually block the Stomper with my 8/8, and this I can jump block if I want to. But they also have this Sepulchre going on. Yeah. I mean, they have used 2 hidden lands, but that's still 10 lands from me and 8 lands from them. That can sometimes make all the difference, although the difference has been with the 2-for-1s they have gotten. So I go now to 1 if they attack with both, and then of course I will lose to the Sepulchre. Unless I can draw some kind of life gain, which I don't think I can. They also have that thing. Okay, so let's see what is this draw gonna be. And Plunder is only creatures, can't bounce this Tithing Blade. So I was really thinking I'm gonna win this game for a long time, but they just kept having... I mean, I guess it started from the Malicious Eclipse when they got a 2-for-1, and also I lost my Micro Tyrant Tendril, which would have of course won any kind of a prolonged game. But then they got the the Chupacabra twice, and even though I had creatures, I was able to trade all my creatures with theirs that didn't die to the Chupacabra, but they just kept playing more stuff and 2-for-1s. Okay. Anything that's interesting here? I mean, I guess some of the... Well, no. No, I do like all that stuff. And my sideboard doesn't really have much amazing things, so I'm gonna use the same deck and just... Oh, I mean, another thing is that they have a lot of good rares there. They have the 3 mana 6/6, they have the black 3 mana 2/4 Death Toucher that has good stuff when it attacks, so, and that's not the only one even. My deck has but 8 2-drops. Now I get these 3 lands, but okay, I'm just gonna have to get lucky here. I might get an island which allows me to at least counter something. Okay, that's kind of needed, but I don't have any of my, 10 or so Explorer effects. Okay, sure. Okay. I mean, I made a mistake there, but oh well. I could have flashed this guy in. I put Shift Enter because I didn't expect to be able to need to play this, and I didn't want to give them any information about my wrestler. So, nice. Because I was supposed to respond with this and sacrifice this instead of the Micro Tyrant, make them find another answer for this thing. But it's not over yet. I don't need this guy ruining my day. Okay, I don't mind having the land because this allows me to cantrip this guy, and I'm of course one step closer to the Stomper. Maybe I will get some other value from this when I didn't sack. Because of course the Tendril of the Micro Tyrant only is useful when I have at least 7 lands. And I'm not quite yet there. And this can still be used against the Death Touchers I saw there. Okay. Well, there went the Eclipse, so it's not that relevant though. I'm just gonna play this. If I find a land with this, I can actually play and explore with this guy. Which isn't the worst, not the greatest either, but at least I saw the Malicious Eclipse going, because of course it would wipe this board entirely. Now this will be quite large, so I had to make this into a flyer, which will happen at some point. They also have a Hulking Raptor. How many rares they have? Anyway, I'm happy to have the Spyglass Siren here. Let's first maybe... No, I'm not going to use the map token yet, so let's just play them both, but... What can I scry into? Bristleback. Thank you. Let's see if they can deal with the Stomper now. I'll maybe try this first. They might have an instant speed kill on it, but I mean, then they have an instant speed kill on it. Axjo is fine. I don't need to play this guy right now. So I think I'm gonna just do the secret twice. Although, I mean, if I mill stuff, that would actually allow me to make the Didactic Echo into a flyer, but let's see what happens now when I do this exact thing. Nothing happened. Well, in that case, I'll just make this into a 3-3 then. The echo will fly eventually. This is gonna be a 4-3 or a 5-4, so it's gonna be a valuable draw. Of course, the opponent has to just deal with the Cavern Stomper. That is the thing that's gonna be the problem for them. So they had no place for this turn. Okay. There's one of the mountains, but I haven't really seen the reason for the splash. I don't think I have. There's the veteran, and then I have let me see. If I attack with everything, I can maybe assume they have nothing for 1 black. So they will have to block the Stomper regardless. And they can eat the Echo for free. And they will take that much. I think this turn is just gonna see me play the Bristleback. Right? Okay, they are not even gonna care about seeing my attacks. Because the thing is that if I attack with with only these two, they can double block the Stomper, but then again I do have the Wrestler to make this survive. I would kill I suppose the Souls of the Lost, because this has potential to grow even more. If I kill the Veteran, this will immediately become a 4-5 and then it can just become even bigger. But the opponent wasn't interested. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, the amount of rares in their deck, that's pretty large amount of rares. Well, nothing in my sideboard is gonna help. I have the Art of Air to counter something. This doesn't really work against anything I saw. At least I can't remember if that's the case. Yeah, let's hope to maybe see our own mythic rare. I haven't seen it. It would be a great help. This would be a nice hand if I had like any of these cards was an island. I would actually be happy about keeping it, but I can't do it right now. And this is just a joke. Come on. I have the Bristleback, so if I draw any land, I can get my forest. So I'm gonna keep this and get rid of the Seeker of Sunlight. Also, if I draw any land, I can just use this Scout. So I need to find a land in top 2. Otherwise, it's gonna be very close to game over. Don't mock me by letting me now see this, unless you also give me the land right away. That did not happen. Yeah, they're gonna have all the time in the world to develop a board, and then I need to win with the Ogre Castle, assuming I ever get the chance to play it. Okay, they only enter staffed land in my deck, but it still is better than not having a land at all. Okay, that's not really very aggressive from them. Do I want to explore or get a land? I think I'd rather explore. I got the land anyway. Then I can play the Cave Diver, and it will actually have a fairly large number of attacks so that it can't be blocked. That I can bounce at some point. Okay, only 1 blue is kinda annoying. So I can't bounce and play the Siren, for instance. Siren. Alright. I think it was maybe a time to play the Bristleback. I mean, cycle it, and it was. I made a mistake. I did not realize that I can actually have a land drop if I cycle this. Cycle this for a forest and then play the Scout. That would have been a better play, but I guess I have now my Cave Diver. I mean, I can take this 5. Not much chance there to do otherwise. I suppose with the Scythe I could even do some... I mean, it's too risky though. Okay, well, this is a great curve against someone who missed their land drops a couple of times. I do have the 6-5, but this is a 7-7. I don't know if I can actually. They scry to the top. Still only one. Blue. I guess what I'm gonna have to do now is I'm gonna have to do the scythe. I mean, the opponent will be a little bit. They might not realize why I did not use the map token on my turn, but the idea is of course to try to eat the Malamet Veteran for free using my Merfolk Cave Diver. It's incredibly risky because they might have their own pump spell or something, but it's not like I have the luxury to play around that stuff. Okay, so they actually do that, which makes it kind of bad. Because even if I have only 4 power plus 2 is not enough to kill that thing. Sure, I'm gonna jump block it instead. And I think I'm gonna cycle my bristle back then. That's the only... I could play the scythe and make this into a 4-6, but I don't want to do that. I don't think. Tithing blade, sure, that can deal with the siren. So if I cycle this, I have a guaranteed Caslem here. If I don't cycle it, if I just play the scythe and make this into a 4-6, that's not gonna be so great. The Plunderer can bounce if I just get my second blue at some point. I can bounce and then counter. But for now, I'll just do this. Now, what they can do is use the ability on the Stomper and I can't double block in that case. Also, they might have interaction so that my double block won't even do anything. But it's not like I can afford to play around anything. This start of the game was just a complete joke. And my chances to win are very slim. They again have all these cards in hand, so yeah, okay. No way to beat when they had this kind of head start in this game. Okay, that's a lot of one-landers. Not only in this draft, but also in some of my previous ones. I actually have now officially hit a rough patch. I had so many 3-0s in a row, but now I just won't be. And yeah, I have this even the Forest Cycler into this hand that doesn't have any blue. So this is just a non-game if I can't get the blue, but it's not like I'm gonna go to 5 here. If I draw the island, this will be a fine hand. But it's just kind of ridiculous that it's so common now that I have trouble getting my... You know, just have a proper start with early drops and both colors, but nope. Yeah, this is... okay. Yeah, you can have that start against this start I have here. It's very difficult to stay positive when you just get these kind of games, so there's no point continuing here. I'm not gonna watch them use this sooner, and I have no way to climb back. Let's try again. Okay, this is now a hand that's at least has the potential to do something. This helps me find my third land drop. And if I find my third land drop, the Secret of Sunlight can help me find my fourth land drop. And then of course with the axe jaw, I'm closer to this mythic rare here. Scout on the next turn doesn't sound too bad. If I mill this, I have only the sunlight activation, and I don't think that's as valuable as having just another creature to explore with. That's actually a little different, because I would want to have my fourth land drop immediately. So let's actually do that. Mill this thing and let's give ourselves a chance to get it. And if I don't, well, at least I do have this activation. Or maybe I draw another cheap card. Crewmate. Do you hit something? Iceberg. Well, I still drew a scout. I have what, 5 of these guys? Yeah, well, let's do this. Double block would not be that bad, because this wrestler is gonna be like something I will play anyway. Because I mean, it doesn't prevent me from doing my other plan for this turn. Okay, there is the land. So now this could be even the Oger Castle if I draw another land. That's not the one that's entering tapped, which I have one of in the deck. Cave Worm. Well, that's a roadblock, and that is now the only only one that can. No, it's a land, but doesn't allow me to cast the Oger Castle. It's still not a bad turn. I'm actually thinking about the attack with all. What would happen is they would eat one of my guys for free with the Cave Worm, and I guess the crewmate would be, eating one or trading with something else. So I would lose the Secret of Sunlight, and then, like the Scout or the Wrestler, I would deal 5 damage. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I can attack with both the Scouts, but then they will double block the other one. I guess I don't have to attack with the Secret. I'm deciding to do this. I'm gonna push some amount of damage through. I'm willing to lose one of these guys. Either one of the Scouts, in which case they take 4 damage, and I still trade with the crewmate, or they just eat up one of the 1/2s for free. And maybe they trade. I mean, I would be happy to trade the crewmate with either of those 1/2s. That's just fine. And now I can do this. And play the Hidden Nursery here. Yeah, that's a good one for sure. And now this 5th point of power is really relevant against the Cave Worm here. Now they will mill a card. It can be a permanent VGD, so they can maybe make this into a 4/5, but I wouldn't mind just trading with the Cave Worm. Now they're gonna discard a permanent, I'm sure. And now I can again attack with everything, because it's quite a bit of damage they are gonna take if they don't trade with the axe jaw. It's 8. They go down to 3. They also go down to 6 now, so that still might be the play they should make here. Now I have 2 options, and because this will fly now, and it will threaten lethal, but this is also an easy card to deal with. Kill with like a dead weight. So I think I'm actually gonna do this anyway. Unless they exile this will actually turn into a land that can add green mana. And if they exile it, they will lose, because that card costs 5 mana and they can't. They need more. Okay, that's a little help from them. For them. Okay, they can crew this, but only after it has, craft an island. So now there's no point attacking with anything else than the axe jaw. And they still have 2 questions. I have 2 questions they need to answer. The 6-5 trample and the 3 power flyer. And more is coming up. They milled an Uchenbach. It's a good one, but it's 6 to bring back, and that still requires a couple of permanents to go to graveyard. Yeah, the thing is, they can't just do one big thing unless it deals with multiple of my things with all of their mana. They need to do many small things in here, and they just don't have the capacity to do that. Alright, so blue, black. Caveworms, echoes. Well, is there any reason to choose like my own caveworm instead of something less impactful? I think all my cards are impactful enough though. Yeah, I don't think my caveworm is gonna be that good. Theirs is because they have the self-mill stuff going on for it. But I think I use the same deck. My sideboard has barely anything I can use. So I have had now 1 non-game in this match. I mean, this could be a non-game, but I'm gonna keep it. But if I draw 50% of lands here, it's gonna be really miserable. Well, that's a good start. Okay, they get their 2/2 flyer here. I will play the frog now because now that I drew another 2-drop, I can actually go 2-drop on the next turn if the frog survives. And it's not the end of the world if it doesn't. I do have enough lands to, pay for my expensive stuff. So they have this good aggressive start in there. I need to try to be able to raise them. Well, my Siren with a Malamet Scythe is actually going to be good if they can't interact with it. They are playing black-blue though, those are good colors for interaction. Although I don't think in this set, well, the black has an instant -5/-5 effect, but nothing too cheap, I suppose. So I can do this, and I can use the map token and still leave 3 mana up. It's a little bit suspect if I don't use it, so let's do this now on the Siren, I suppose. It would also be very suspectful if I didn't try to make it into a 2/2. Well, the cancel happens now that I have done most of my exploring for now. I mean, all that was in my hand, so I think this will go down now, and I attack with the ground guys. The poison dart frog also can, threaten giving itself death touch. So I have actually 2 things going on. And it has reach, of course. So I can block with the frog, give it death touch, and still use the wrestler, or I can just use the Malamet Scythe on either the frog or the Siren. They have multiple Ocean bugs. That's pretty nice, but it's gonna take some time before they get there. Not too long though with the waterlogged Hulk. So how to do it? They might have their own Clockwork Wrestler too. I am going to try it this way. And I think I will try the scythe here rather than the wrestler. Just to use my mana better. But they are they are thinking about things, so I mean maybe they in fact do have like a clockwork wrestler, but they don't want to use it because I have open mana or what's going on. I have no idea. It seems a pretty trivial play, unless they maybe have a 5 mana play that, and they are now figuring out if they want to use a 1 mana play. Well, there are so many options, but I will have to pause this until they have made up their mind. They are actually running out of their timeout, so they did disconnect there. Same for them, but I mean, I'm still gonna go for the scythe in here and leave up the wrestler for some other turn. They have no place for this turn, of course, because they had to pass that. And here I will just attack with these, you know, with 7 for 7 here, and I'm gonna try to block the Water Wind Scout, but it seems they disconnected, so it's possible that I just win the match. This is the game 3 at least, so when they run out of these, I think it might be game over and match over. I'll pause it now. Okay, so this seems to be a pretty anticlimactic end to this match. Yeah. But, well, it really depends on what they had in their hand. How the combat would have worked in the previous, on the previous turn. That really determines. Because of course these things won't be relevant quite yet. But they had 5 mana and 3 cards on the previous turn. So it's quite hard to assess how the game would have gone, because my hand was like not the greatest, but not the worst either. So it could have gone either way, depending on how good their hand was. Okay, I'm happy to have this hand. Yeah, let's just do the map token here, hoping to find some plays. The wrestler, which they know about, is not a good play, but I still have one in my hand. Now I have a 2/2 flyer. Let's see if they have an answer for it. Could be an upgrade, petrify. Okay, that's not a bad draw at all. Could be a Cosmium Blast, could be Saw Blades, on many things. So here was Justice, so I will shuffle and I will discover a 1 mana spell. Okay. I have another one of those at least. I also have this thing. The Secret of Sunlight isn't the worst now that I get the Nikansil here. I can, you know, have this combo. Is it combo synergy rather? I guess they might kill the Nikansil, of course, but if not, I can... Okay, they did not. So let's do this right away. Siren is a good one. Let's do that, obviously. I can attack here because I don't plan blocking. It's too risky, and I will, if I cast a wrestler on their turn, that's of course gonna hurt me for 4 damage because of the Scythe Claw Raptor ability. Next turn is actually quite decent, assuming the Nikansil survives, because I have a 5th land drop, and that of course means that I can play the Siren, I can activate the map token, and I still have 3 mana left for the Secret of Sunlight, so I can get 2 Well, I can't get to... that thing is gonna die. Sadly. But I still get to do the siren thing. Yeah, I can be in a very good shape in this race, especially because of the bristleback. If I draw a land with this explorer, I can actually get another land drop with the Nick Council. I think I still spread the potential counters a little bit. Oh, okay. I don't want them. I don't want to keep a counter spell they are aware of. So yeah, let's continue the race. Next turn I can... Well, I suppose I'm not gonna crack the nursery because I need the 7th land for this. So maybe I just hope... Oh, I just hope that I don't know what to hope anymore. I actually had the means to... Well, too late now. I could have double blocked this, but I would have actually still lost one of my guys. Oh, that's gonna be perfect if I get another, you know, non-land, because then this would be a 5-6 and I can attack into the Altisor. Let's see what happens. No, 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 no. Well, I have the bristleback now. No attacks, that thing. It does have reach, so Siren can't do anything about the panicked Altisor. I will get to 5-5 at least. And I still have my wrestler here. I want to, of course, get rid of the Altisor. I, of course, do have more ways to explore in the deck. I have 5 of these scouts. So what, 4 of them still in the deck. And I have the Axe Jaw 4-drop thing. I have another Siren. I have the bounce spell that can give me a map token. Okay, are they going to attack with that with 1 mana up? That must mean they have the +1/+3. You know, +1/+3. I guess my Siren doesn't do anything with the Altisor around, so the only card I can think of is the +1/+3 untap and it gains flying. So if I do this block, it's all fine. It's gonna be 6 damage. I think. I'll see what happens now. I'm willing to trade the Siren with that thing. Oh, more explorers, but I'll just play this for now. So the Brachis Plunderer can bounce either of these things. I have to be careful about the fact that if they have the thing that gives a flying to their creatures, that means I am quite close to being dead, but then again I do have this -2/-0 and they lost the raptor, so I can now use this on their turn and not get punished. Petrify, well, that was a good one. A shame. Okay, let's see if I can get this Nikansil into 5 power. It would be quite important. Yes, I can. I'll keep this on top just in case they choose to. I mean, they would actually need to double block here. Yes, that would work for them. Mm, yeah, they would need to double block. But I think I have to actually get rid of the Altisar because that's gonna deal me. Okay, they chose to not care about it. So I don't think I'm gonna use the hidden nursery now. I want to have the clockwork wrestler up in case I need it on their turn. This is becoming very close now. They might make this fly and try to deal 6 to me. Well, I guess they have only one card left, so either that is the card I suspected, or the attack with the 4-3 on this one turn was very weird. Exciting. They don't have an artifact, so currently they have no way to craft this thing into an equipment. One more of these, okay. I mean, I guess I can keep it. I can even... So... it's a little bit of a difficult situation. But I do think I need to get rid of the Altisor. There's just no other way. Could use flanker. Now that is... So when they attacked with the 4-3 into my 4-5, they actually had nothing. That was a really interesting one. Now they should block the Nikansil with a lot of their creatures. I mean, with the Altisor and the Child of the Volcano, and I have to sadly choose the Altisor to go away. They did try one on top. So I would have my Spy class Siren now if I didn't go for the double block on the Raptor, but how could I assume that they are going to attack a 4-3 into my 4-5 without any means to... Okay, that's interesting. Without any means to, save their guy or kill my guy. So a couple of those guys trample. Because I could use the hidden nursery now, but then I don't have mana for the wrestler here, so I think I need the wrestler. Duskroast Reliquary. Okay, well they actually can deal with the Nikansil, but they don't have an attack. Because I have lethal counter attack. I mean, are they gonna think about killing someone else than the Nikansil here? That makes no sense. I mean, they have enough. If they attack with everything, it's not going to be enough. I mean, maybe it is. Well, let's see what they do first. But I have... I mean, they need 1, 2, 3 blockers, and actually 4 if I have these 1-2s. Yeah, if they attack with any one guy. Okay, so that's that. So I'm at 4 if they leave the Altisar. All I need is one of these 2 power creatures. I mean, I have all the information now. So this is gonna be now easy. This is actually super easy. I can just jump block the 4-5. I mean, this doesn't really matter. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I can even trade with this guy and don't even have to care about the rest. This Nikansil will be lethal no matter what. But I have now 2 lethals. Okay. Again, I don't really know if there's anything I can sideboard here. There really isn't. I mean, Mineshaft Spider could work slightly against this deck, but maybe not. Yeah, I'll just have the same build again. One of these hands. This is actually not that keepable because the wrestlers are like not so good alone. Of course, if I had a forest in here, that would be a snap keep, but I don't need to gamble here when the hand is otherwise not even that great. I have the explorer synergy here, but not even any of the explorers yet. So I'm gonna mull this, and this is going to be a better hand. Out of these options, I think the wrestler is the least important. I think I like the Seeker of Sunlight slightly more. Okay, well now I have a 2-drop, so I think I'd rather play 2-3 here. I don't need the Seeker this early. It's just a 1-1, so even if I would be able to get some attacks in, it's not that much damage. I think it's more important that I can play my 2-mana 2-2 and a 3-mana 3-3, which I could be able to do if I draw any more lands, but I don't want to take that risk. That was a good spot to play the Enter-Staffed land. I guess I have this 2-drop now. A 2-4. Alright. I think I'll play my 3-3. I won't get any life, but that at least can block the infantry, and then I can have a potential 5-5 with the scythe on the next turn. I don't think the siren is that important now. I could play like the Myco Tyrant thing and the siren, but that's not the kind of board presence that's gonna be that crude in this situation. Now if they attack with the Thousand Moons infantry, there's... I mean, that's kind of a free attack in a sense, because if I just block with the Kincaller, they can still just let them bounce off each other and then will untap in my untap step, but I could double block. Then there's the kind of risk that they have like an upgrade on the Kincaller, and then of course they get to eat my scout for free, which is not totally useless as a 1-2, because I can, you know, make it into a 3-4 with this scythe here. So if they attack, I think I'll let them use whatever trick they maybe have, and I'll just block with the Kincaller. It's not that important to have the Kincaller around, despite the possibility to make a 5-5 at this stage in the game. So do they have difficulty making a decision? Okay, Hotfoot Gnome. Well, I have my scout for that. That's the perfect thing, and I don't think they want to even attack here. Okay, now with 1, I mean, what? I guess if they have now the +1/+3, but they didn't have it in the previous game, so they're not gonna have it now either. If that trades with the scout, that's just, I mean, that's amazing. The scout drew me a card even. Okay, so now I can potentially use the scythe to very good effect, and then post-combat play the siren. So let's play the land first so that I can leave the blue mana up. Okay, well that's gonna work for me. I'll do things differently now. I will play this thing and the Tendril of the Myco Tyrant, and I believe I'm just gonna do this immediately. If it becomes 2-2, then I think I won't be blocking, but now that it's just 1-1, I am gonna trade with the gnome if they choose to attack with it. This Myco Tyrant is 2 lands away from actually being able to make a 7-7. Okay, that's gonna make my scythe very useful. Okay, they're gonna actually attack. Well, race is on. Yep, let's do this. There's no 2 islands, so I can't leave one up for the out of air now. And now if I attack with all these, I am confident this is okay. I will leave mana up for the scythe. They might play a creature and give it haste, but I mean I take 4 plus whatever. I guess it's if it's something like another big creature such as another Altisor, or maybe they play a land drop hand and have a 6/5 trample or something. But if they're only gonna attack with the Altisor, okay, they didn't play a pre-combat creature, so this is just fine. I might even play the scythe now. End of their turn. Gem guard, sure. Oh, they are actually doing that. So 4, 7, I have a 9 damage. Not quite lethal. Okay. They choose to exile, I guess, the Keen Caller because it's the biggest one. That's fine. But they lost their 3-1, so this is now 8 damage total, which I can take. I am going to play the scythe, but who is going to wield it? I guess it's gonna be the flyer. Okay, so I can do the echo and the sunlight, or I can do the sunlight, activate it, and then have a mana up for a creature spell to counter. Not any spell, it would require 4. I can also just play this and then counter any spell. So how relevant is it to attack with the scout here? I'm gonna attack with a 2/2 and a 3/3. The echo won't be flying. If they go to 6 or 5. I think I choose to play this and the sunlight. I can then, have more blockers anyway. So let's just attack for the maximum. I'll play this thing, and I can just, if they attack with both, I will be jumping other one. I have now 7 mana, so I can use this thing. But of course, if you have exactly 7 lands, the creature will be tapped. So it's useful to do at the end of their turn. But I can't block with the 7/7. Okay, Rumbling Rockslide on my 1/1 flyer. That I can totally live with. Now they understand that they can't actually threaten me. Well, the Bristleback is certainly good, but I'm actually thinking if I just equip the Echo here, they will block. They have to block, of course. And I don't think they're gonna block with the Altisor, but I don't want this to grow out of hand either. And this is not quite gonna fly, and even if it does, they have a 4/5. Now, I would like to play this otherwise, but I can also leave mana up for a creature counter. This is 4 mana to equip. Let's do this. I'm happy to trade with the Gem Guard here. And then I can use my other things. And I could explore with the Seeker, but I'd rather counter a creature spell if they have one. Any creature spell at this point will be countered because I have so much use for my mana. If I just draw land, I can actually make a 7/7 and attack with it immediately. Okay, so this enters the battlefield. Now that will not be able to attack because it would have a summoning sickness, but this is what I can do. This is now a 7/7 which they have to attack. And how risky it is to attack with everything, because of course... But what is the kind of card that can deal with the 7/7? I don't think there is one, so I'm going to just do this. They go to 1. Jump block the forest. And I don't think they have a hasty 8 damage. If I was at a lower life total, I definitely should have left at least one blocker here, because I don't think it matters whether they are at 1 or 2 or even 3. But is there a hasty 8 damage gonna come up when they have 6 mana and 2 cards? I don't think so. This should be game over now. Even the white mass removal effect would actually let me have a 1/2 post-combat, and it would be enough to win the game. Alright, so that's that. Where was my Mythic Rare? Well, I was able to play the Mythic Rare a couple of times, and it even won a game. What's with the symbols here in the deck box here? Alright. It's a shame I didn't have another, like a Cave Diver, Other Council, and what else is there that, benefit from exploring. But it was a fun deck with the Explorer stuff. And it was one of the few times I'm actually playing an Out of Air and I got to counter a spell with it. Well, deck wasn't the greatest. It was a shame that the match 1 went... The resolution was based on a kind of a non-game, but that's what happens sometimes. But in order to trophy run a best of 3 draft, you of course must be able to have good enough luck to not have those mana issues, starting hand issues, multiple times in one match. Let's claim the prize here, and I will see you in the next draft. There will be some number of LCI drafts still before the next set. There will also be the cube draft coming. I might kind of alternate between a cube and LCI. I haven't had a cube draft upload in a while, but I could maybe do that now before the next set. But I will try to keep up the pace of one draft every 2 days, even now when it's late in the set and might be a little bit boring to some, but I will see how the view counts go for the videos. If they completely drop to some very low amount, maybe I will stop with the LCI, but for now I will see you in my next draft, which will be Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.